Another fine day, another wonderful day, another beautiful day. We get together and have conversations. We get together and talk. We get together and talk to people. We get to talk. We get together and talk uh, with people who are doing things in our community. We get together and have conversations that can help us get better as a community. We're definitely doing not too bad, but we can actually do better. One of the ways I figured out, if we are going to improve, if we are going to, not only individuals but a community, we must learn to sit down and have conversations. Sometimes it will look like we are fighting. Sometimes it will look like argument. At the end of the day, we will fall forward. Today with me, I have a gentleman. Them. So I don't know how man I just go to talk no over English. Like I have no English. But it's going to be another fine conversation. So stay glued. Let us know what you think. Now, one thing I don't learn am about Wusa would they we the America, but I think it's the same for the rest of the world because any person we know will tell you say any person we don't understand how tax system they work, even for Africa, they don't take advantage of to an extent we no go ever believe. Most of we now, after we come from America will study about taxes and tax system and start talking to people. Then we are like, che. So now if we hear the people, they will go take all the money and all these benefits and all of this and that. Today we have someone who is an expert, someone who knows the in and out, someone who is ready to share and bless their community with the knowledge they have accumulated in so many years. Boss, una welcome to Toride.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Tumbu Tumbu Boss Kalabatika Bele Boss. Boss. By the way, I don't go check your stuff the online, and to be honest, I'm impressed. More start for beginning. Your names, where you from, and what you do.
Thank you. Um, Thank you, Mr. Toride. I go talk for Pidgin the mix and with English.
So pidgin English, if small French will enter through am. If
Okay.
country talk, some play be if you send a country talk. Nakam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Claude Chanji. Um, Originally from Cameroon in
Mhm,
Central Africa.
mhm,
I come on Cambet to be precise. Mecha Niyo. Na
mhm.
na so the talk for the country talk.
Okay.
So I don't live for America now for the past 13 years.
Wow.
Um, my background are in accounting and finance. So
Wow.
we'll go start for the I go get a lot more hotel now as the show they go on. But a little bit that about me.
Wow. The next person we will talk to or you introduce yourself now, probably person we una already know you. Welcome to Read the Boss.
Thank you so much. I appreciate, and I'm always happy to be here.
Wow. How far? Last time you carry the wetsuit?
Nope.
You just decide for wetsuit today or wait till that happen.
So we're stepping up the game. We want people to take us very serious, So we have to look presentable.
I don't even think that they need to take you serious not only when you look presentable. That's one other problem we have in our community. People, instead of us to focus on the message, which is some person they try to do, we the only one look at, oh, how you look, which side is stay, wait to be this and that and that. No. Just take your small time, do research about people, which they do, you understand what they try to do, and then you understand how if it benefits you. Boss, tell us a little bit. You say you are into accounting. Uh Now, Cameroonians, Africans mostly be known for football. How you do choose say which how you get to that place? You say, you know what, me for me now accounting.
Yeah, great question. I be the grow. I grow for Kutaba, Cameroon. My papi be there for military.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, my mommy be get some bar
Mm-hmm.
where be the sell, mimbo for army people them, even though
Mm-hmm.
they be mostly the board or the pay for money, and the way that's in any other day. So
Mm-hmm.
but wait till I can realize and I say my mommy no be the keep proper records.
Mm-hmm.
So if he get some book where they write for day, how much you don't buy, how much you don't sell, and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. So I started one that say, but some way get today where people feel keep better records when they get a business.
Mm-hmm.
And so I first start get be interested inside accounting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I study, go boarding school, I study accounting for UB, University of Boya.
Mm-hmm.
Then, I come here, I do my master's for accounting, I take my CPA exams them. Now I be certified public accountant, the equivalent of chartered accountant for UK,
Mm-hmm.
Europe, and even Cameroon, people get ACCA. So now, so I find myself into accounting, and I only do that for the last few years now.
Mr. Ivan, some people they wonder why you should run for the tell them.
So, one of the reason I'm here is to, continue to talk about ways that we can build our community. And Tori Day is one of the best places to, push out the information. One thing about me, I don't gatekeep, and I like to encourage other people. I like to encourage our community. So Claude Chanji is one of the people that really we've been working on iWing Marketplace. And so far, I will be proud to say that for the last 3 years, he's been able to grow his business to a point where he's making almost $100,000.
You ask your opinion before you talk about that one. Oh, he just he just disclosed my money, so family now go start the call left and right.
Yeah, just with the work we've done on iWing Marketplace with Claude Chanji, he's been able to make a good amount of money, above $100,000. We're in the US, so we know how much CPAs make. We know how much Nest, everybody. I mean, the information is online, so if nothing is there that people don't know. So yeah.
You don't just shoot me for my photo. Now some people will go online, the one will know how much I make before you know it, they start flood my DM. Boss, so accounting, especially with your experience for America, for Cameroon, and for America, is there any difference?
Yes, there's a difference. The principles are the same. But the rules are different. For Cameroon, they follow it, they call it OHADA accounting. For US, they follow US GAAP, so US generally accepted accounting principles. So the rules are different. Now, the transactions in fee be the same at the principled level, so we'll get 2 sides of every transaction. I know I get technical for here, but while the principles are the same, accounting now one of the things that we need for follow rules, just like taxation. The tax rules for Cameroon be different from the tax rules for the US, right? So the basis is the same, but the practices be different because of different rules.
Wow. Boss Ivan, how long you don't know him?
So we've been working together, Claude Chanji and CLZ Consulting, for the last 3 years. When we started, we were doing like one interview every year, and then I would take the interview and make it into short clips and post it on so many different platforms online, like Better Things, like on different WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, So many people around the US, like in California, in New Mexico, Maryland, always follow the interviews and always see those videos that I share. So as a result of that, it's helped Claude. All those videos and all the work we've been doing has helped him to, build a strong brand as far as tax preparation is concerned, as far as bookkeeping is concerned. So, we're here to share this beautiful information and to encourage other people with ideas, to join us so we can help them shape that idea. We can mentor them so they can also be, successful like Claude Chanji and CLZ Consulting.
Bro, so for more than 3 years, and I should say maybe only more than 3 years, the fact that you talk, say, it started from that place where you were worried about bookkeeping for your mom's business. With all the experience you don't gather all this time back home and even here, why you think it really be important for our community for start pay attention to taxes and their finances and all of that?
Perfect. So one of the most important things, one of the facets of wealth building, it's understanding where your money goes. In the US, where we live, one of the highest expenses that you can have, both as a business person or as an employee, it's taxes. So in the US, the system is set up such that if you understand it, you can use it and maximize it to your advantage. The system is actually, interestingly, in the US, set up such that you are incentivized to own businesses, for example, and you can have deductions, and there are ways that you can do to pay as low taxes as possible. One of the problems that I've noticed with a lot of Africans when we come here is that we look at the tax system as a mystery, and we don't want to deal with it. We say, okay, I just want to pay my fair share.
Yeah.
But sometimes your fair share is higher than what it should be, just because you don't take the time to proactively plan for it. Ivan mentioned one thing about tax preparation, but one of the things that I'm an expert at is tax planning and tax strategies.
Yeah.
Because preparations, anybody can do it. You can put numbers in the software and generate an outcome, right? But for strategy, you actually have to understand the rules, follow them, apply them to your specific situation, and be great. And one of the things that we've been able to do here at CLZ Consulting, my firm, is understand that, help clients, and then listed on Ivan's platform, iWing Marketplace, we've been able to reach many folks, and that has translated into tremendous success for our business.
Mr. Ivan, you don't work with you for some time now. Which be that thing where you know about ye, where you don't keep in a relationship all this while?
That's a very good question. So the first important thing about being successful in anything you're doing is being equipped with knowledge. I can tell you, Claude is not only a CPA, but he's somebody that understands challenges, that people face, especially startup businesses and people that are looking to expand their business. So one thing I noticed about him is he's very knowledgeable, and he has the will to help so many people, and he's always ready to share information. So that, I think, is what pulled me to really, focus on working with him, because it's one thing I like about, the people I work with. I choose who I want to work with. I'm very selective. I work with people that are knowledgeable, people that are consistent, and people that are serious. They take what they're doing very serious. And he has all those characteristics.
By serious, did you mean trustworthy?
Trustworthy. Yeah, he's trustworthy.
Boss, I like what you just come over talk now. So why are you that person? Why did you choose to be trustworthy? Why did you choose to, you know what, I need to acquire all this knowledge? Why which be your motivation?
My motivation is to be a better person because of my upbringing. I mentioned earlier, say my papi be there for Cameroon military. So naturally I grew up with a lot of discipline around me, right? But discipline not ever necessarily translate to wealth building. If you be disciplined and you be a poor man.
Very true.
So the knowledge we acquire and be geared towards guiding me towards building generational wealth for me, my family, and my people. And then dragging people in my community along to share that knowledge with them and be able to take them also on that wealth creation journey. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I say, most of we Cameroonians, when we come here, we sell ourselves short because we just think about, okay, I want to go do whether in IT, nursing, whatever you want to do, but with the end at the level of being an employee, we'll go work for somebody, they give you a paycheck, okay, we don't go buy our houses on high neighborhood, we're happy. But wealth building, wealth creation starts beyond that. So now the thing that I would ever try to impart them on my clients, for work with them, hold their hands, show them how it get to be. That one of my motivation. That motivation now they translate into the community building, because ultimately, if you be the only person for your community where you be successful, right? As a lone tree,
you replying
at that. Exactly. Yeah. So you'll be the breadwinner, all money come for you, it doesn't help. But when you don't build people that are around you, empower them with knowledge, when they for the same this thing, it help enough to go far together.
Guys, for those who are watching, thank you. Now go ahead and tag someone who needs this information. And by someone who needs this information, I feel like I'm talking about every person. All man need the information. There is never enough. You watch this interview 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. There's one thing they will either go with the wait and way it will make you feel like, you know what, let me continue to push, or it could probably you'll probably adjust and small and you start making better decisions. Also, as soon as you watch, don't forget for comment. I'll read comments at one point in time. I need to answer the questions. Also, uh, I know put it Facebook now, all of that stuff. I want more on see what on a fifi going out for now. Anybody with fifi going out will probably give some free consultant, something. Boss Ivan,
Yeah.
tell me how you and Boss don't work all these years with Ivan, and how impactful you think so not on be for community.
Yeah, another very good question. I really like your proactive way of coming out with very good topics. So it started. I think I reached out to Claude. I told him about my services. So immediately he saw the value, and then we started working. So the contract was very simple. Just for $300, I would list him on iWing Marketplace and then do an interview for him every year. So that interview, it will last for 20 minutes. Then I'll split the interviews into several clips. And then throughout the year, I post one clip every month to get people to always see him. So as a result of that, a lot of people took note of him. So this is just like TV commercials, right? You see a lot of big companies that can afford to run ads during a big game on TV or before the news where everybody is glued to the TV. So social media now give us that possibility. With just $300, you can run ads and it feels like you're on national TV. Actually, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, those three platforms, they've taken over media. So most people, majority of people are glued to those platforms. So that's what we're leveraging, in order to build brands. And Claude, seeing that value, did not hesitate to contact us. So this year started, he will talk more about that, but he decided to go 100% on his business, So as a result of that, he called me and said, Ivan, we've worked together for 2 years. I paid you only $600 within that 2 years for your service, and I see that you have a lot of value that you can bring to my firm. Let's extend it. So as a result of that, he gave me a bigger contract now, and we're working now on, a monthly basis to help with the communication, because business, right, is all about building a brand now. It's all about content. The more content you create to get people to know you, to get people to see what you're doing, it builds trust and credibility. So that's just one of the things that we're doing. And we plan to, travel out all through the US, organize workshop online and offline, to give information to people. We started yesterday with our first workshop in Houston. It was a huge success. We're having one workshop today in Dallas. It's going to be about 2 p.m. So if you're watching this and you're in Dallas, stop by, say hi to us, ask us some questions, and we'll answer.
Well, tell us about the company you're managing, you're running.
Right. CLZ 250 Consulting, headquartered in Katy, Texas. It's around the Houston area. I've been running it now for a little over a decade, so about 10 years. And we specialize in, we have an arm that specializes in taxation. So tax planning, tax preparation, tax advice. We have that part for companies and individuals. Then we have a branch of the business that specializes in bookkeeping. So we have businesses where we do their books every month. We provide them with specific financial statements every month and every quarter and every year. And then we have another branch that deals with advisory, company restructuring, company registration, and all of that. So all of the services that we offer dovetail and tuck into each other, because we take you from the beginning, business advice. You're starting out as a sole proprietor. We help you incorporate. We choose the best structure for your business, depending on whether it will be an LLC, S Corp, whatever. We'll talk about that. Then from that, if we determine that you need bookkeeping services, which every business does, we work that out with you. And the bookkeeping eventually leads to taxes at the end of the year. So you see that we're very intentional in the services that we offer. And the mainstay of our clientele are Africans, African and their businesses. That doesn't mean that we discriminate. We work with everybody, but our clients are mostly African, because we want to be intentional about empowering ourselves to know that we can create wealth in this land. Because where we live here in the US, it's amazing the amount of capital that we have access to if you can be courageous enough to step out and get it. Wow. So that's part of the things that my firm does, and I'm excited to work with. Part of the reason that I brought Ivan on is because you'd agree with me that I'm a firm believer on maximizing my strength, not compensating for my weaknesses. So my weakness is social media, going out there, doing all that advertisement. So instead of learning that, I'll take the time and focus on doing what I do best, and I hire another person who has that as a strength, right? And then we complement each other. That's another lesson that I think if we learn in our community, we'll go further, because everybody thinks about themselves. You alone can only go so far, but when you collaborate instead of compete, you know, you go far. So together we've been able to build a strong platform, and the business that I've gotten by listing on his platform is tremendous. And the content that he's creating for me, little things like this, for example, I go somewhere and I'm talking and I'm delivering knowledge. I don't think about, I want to create this as content and just do a short thing and post it, right? But Ivan's brain is there to complement and think about that and take a short clip, post it, and create awareness and bring people in and bring more business. Let this be a lesson to anybody who's watching, right? If you can be an excellent cook. It doesn't mean that if you start a restaurant, you automatically succeed. No, you have to be good at business, sales, and all of that. And if you're not humble enough to bring in somebody, and if you want to just be the face of it, because the weakness that we have, most people have, is that, okay, I want to be the founder. I'm the founder. You think that if you bring somebody in, yes, you think that if you bring somebody in, they'll take away that glory. No.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good lesson that we'll learn. And I've learned that. And ever since that, my life has been much easier, because to be honest, I don't wear all the hats alone, right? I have people that I work with now, and it's been much better for business.
But Ivan, working with him, which be some of the things that we, after maybe clients, they reach out to him through your platform, which be some of the things that some clients don't can tell you about him?
Man, are you reading my mind? So, you know, Ivan Consulting and Training, or as most people call me now, iWing Marketplace, right? It's not just to put people on iWing Marketplace.
My name not to read it. In short, and if you imagine iWing Marketplace.
The iWing Marketplace is not just putting people on the platform and then doing videos with them. You know, this is a movement, you know, which is set to, you know, connect with everybody in our community, you know, reach people wherever they are and try as much as possible to help them to succeed, to turn their ideas into a business, or those who already have businesses, you know, to help them to expand the business. So I go around the community usually to ask people like, you know, you did use this service, what was the result? So if you watch my Facebook, there's a guy there, Dexter, who were doing some workout together, you know. So he was one of the recent people that used CLZ 250 for his taxes, you know. I asked him like what to give me a feedback how things went. Like I said, he's been filing taxes for a couple of years, but he had the best return this year, and you know, Claude gave him the best services, and he's so happy that he discovered him through the platform. And he also recommended Claude to about 3 or 4 other people who contacted him and do their taxes. So this is what it's all about. I can already tell you that just from what people are saying, Claude is the man. He's doing great. And I love that, because one thing that I want us, you know, this relationship or this collaboration, right, is to help people register their business, show them how they can get capital or grants for their business, you know, help them to keep their books together, as well as, you know, he takes care of their taxes. Because a lot of time people complain that they don't have capital to start a business. Trust me, if they give you $100,000 today to start a business, within a year, you will lose that money. The best way to start a business is to bootstrap with zero capital, with $500, $5,000, right?
So Ivan, that's not your no. I think you're into business management and consulting.
No, I
also.
mean marketing. I have a master's in business administration. I've helped people started many businesses and I've seen them grow.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
How important is it for people to not only start businesses but also make sure they do it properly?
Yes, it's well, first of all, entrepreneurship is not for everybody because it's not glamorous. Forget what you see on social media. Oh, I'm the CEO of this or that. That's social media life. Real life, it's a lonely road. It's many hours of grinding and all of that. It's not for everybody. Some people are perfectly happy being employees. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you decide that you want to be an entrepreneur and you realize the work that you have to put in, it comes in with tremendous rewards at the end. You can take 10, 15 years to have a reward. It doesn't matter. There's going to be tremendous reward. Now, the importance of structuring your business properly when you start, especially here in the US, is because it gives you access to capital when you want to scale. I haven't mentioned something about not being advisable to, let's say, get a loan to start a business. Because if you think about it, most businesses are ideas. And to implement the idea from the start, you don't need a crazy amount of money. Now, this is from a general perspective. Of course, there are some businesses that are capital intensive, right? Real estate, for example, if you're starting a medical practice, you need equipment, all of that. That's different. But from a generic perspective, it all starts with an idea, which you don't need money for. Now, properly structuring your business gives you access to capital. There are a lot of banks, credit unions, which is some of the information that my firm equips you with when you start working with us, that you can go and they will just use the founder's credit and give you $5,000, $10,000 that can help you to start, right? And start going. Now, that structure helps you. When they look it up, they see the business is registered. They see you have an office address and not a home address, right? They see you are intentional about it. You are taking your business seriously. I don't think that a bank will look at you and see that this person is not serious. That's the first thing. The second thing is that as you grow, you've already started properly. There's no need for us to do a restructuring or untangling of many things that you messed up when your business starts scaling, right? So think big, but start small. That's the advantage of structuring properly and always starting from the beginning. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, to be honest, depending on the state where you live, to register the simplest form of business, which is an LLC. It doesn't. And that's part of the things that we help our clients with, right? But the advantage is that it gives you that we also equip you with a lot of information. There are a lot of grants out there that business owners can apply for. We point you to those directions as well. And there are some certifications that you can have. Did you know that, for example, in the US, you can be certified as a minority business owner? Us coming as immigrants, we're already minority business owner. And there are certain people that are obliged because of the law to do business with you just because you have that certification. And it doesn't even take a lot to have that certification. So this is some of the information that we point people to, not just information for them to have, but actionable information and timelines, and say, okay, in the next 90 days, we're going to do this for you and your business, and you expect these results, right? And by doing that, that powers you through. A lot of our clients have started side gigs, so they still have their full-time job, side gigs. Eventually, their side gigs gives them more money, and they leave the full-time job. It's not for everybody. Again, what I'm saying is we are encouraging entrepreneurship and community building because that is the way to achieve your dreams financially at first. Now, it also gives you the freedom to spend time with your family because you decide your schedule. Does this happen immediately? No. You've got to take time to build it to a place where you can be on autopilot, right? But in us, you have that trusted partner. And of course, I know Mr. Toride will post all the details about us and how to get with us and how we help. And there's no boundary to who we can help. As long as we're in the US, continental US, we can help you. We do business virtually. We do business everywhere. You mentioned we'll be doing a lot of business development now, traveling, discussing. And we're happy to have this platform and Ivan's platform, iWing and Toride, to have this and tell our people that we are there to work with you. One last thing before I know you have to ask him a question is, I know there's usually reluctance to work with our people because all people go say, that man go talk say this, that man.
That was actually my next
Okay.
question.
So what I'd say to that is this: I have easily over 2,000 clients, right? And like I mentioned, majority of them are Cameroonians. My professionalism is second to none. It doesn't matter whether you're my family member. Once I step into that, I have a license to protect.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jeopardize that for anybody because the generational wealth of me and my family is riding on that. I'm not going to jeopardize that for nothing. So we do not compromise on our professionalism. That's the first thing. The second thing is that our goal is not to please everybody. As a human being, you try to fail even if you please everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Even Amazon, that maybe makes our lives easier. You can order something and it comes tomorrow.
You wait and
if you go for there, you'll go see terrible review them.
Yeah.
So you don't ever please everybody. But one of the things that we can assure you is that you will not be taken for granted with us. Our professionalism is up there. We would work with you. We would prefer to. But again, no, even if I'm not, we are not we know the sell information, right? Because we're in the information age where if you get other information online, the two they do not say we tailor them for your case. Because you go online, go get generic information, but what we will give you will be tailored to your case with specific steps for you to achieve success. Right? That's where we are. That's how we operate.
Oh, boss, tell me what iWing don't they do for other businesses, and how can someone get on iWing if they intend to? So how can they secure a spot? Probably kick him out and then take their spot.
Well, so right now we're doing a lot. We're working with close to 5 different brands now, people that are starting their own platforms. Like we have one of the platform I'm very proud with. It's called Gerek. It's a delivery platform where it works like Uber. So if you know, it's the same like Uber delivery. No, Uber has a delivery where if you want to send a parcel, or even if you shop somewhere like at 7-Eleven
they can just pick it up and come.
Sephora, they can pick it up and then come and give you. You know, so it's the same thing. Direct delivery services is the same thing where if you want take for example, it can really work well for caterers. You know, sometimes most of Uber delivery people, they don't like the smell of African food. You know, so if you need food, you know, you just go to the restaurant, you order, and then Gerek, you book your delivery through Gerek, and then they'll pick it up and then drop it off to you in no time. So that's one of the most powerful platform we're working on. And, you know, we're calling everybody around the US, you know, to register as a driver. So that's just one. And then there are also other platforms. I'll be bringing them shortly. Other businesses that are coming up, you know, on our platform. There are just so many of them. But the one thing I want to assure people is that my services is very affordable. And, you know, my number is out there, 347-235-7509. Reach me through WhatsApp or through text message or through my social media handles, and I will respond to you immediately. And then I'll ask you a couple of questions like how long you've been in business, you know, do you have a website, you know, and, you know, tell me a question about your services. So I'll be able to determine if I can work with you, because like I don't work with everybody. I have to know a little bit about your business to decide to work with you. And the most beautiful thing is that, you know, you can come with your business and then you use my services and pay just maybe like $100. The same thing that Claude Chanji can pay $5,000 for. Because I understand, you know, all businesses are not the same. There are some other businesses that bring in more money than other businesses. But the most important thing is the mentorship. What I try to instill in people is, you know, how to actually grow their business, what they are supposed to be doing. So once you come to and you work with me, you will get all the skills or most of the skills that you need in order to scale, in order to grow. so that even if you go somewhere, nobody will be able to tell you otherwise, because the basic information I've noticed so many people lack. I was in Maryland the other day. One lady who does cake decoration told me she spent about $2,000 to register her business and for a website, and she didn't achieve none of that. Just imagine $2,000. Wow. What if you have the right information? What you can do with $2,000?
Wow, boss. One thing I know about our community is we are sometimes just complicated for no reason. What are some of those things you've noticed? If we can change as a community, things will get better for us as a people.
Yes, that's excellent. Massa,
it's good. It's good. Yeah,
it's good. I like the questions. Yeah. I usually joke that, and I've been. I used to live in San Antonio. I was the president of the Cameroon community in San Antonio for 4 years. So I've dealt with the fair share of Cameroonians, and I deal with them on a daily basis. I usually joke that there are human beings, and then there are Cameroonians. and I kid you not. I think one of the biggest things that we can learn as a Cameroonian people to lose, and it will take us further, is to look at each other as a collaborator and not a competitor.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times among us, the competition may be silent or loud, but there is always some form of competition. Like we're looking at a brother, instead of as a fellow brother that we could partner with to grow, we look at them as a competition in terms of, if this person has this car, I need to get a bigger car. If this person lives in this neighborhood, I need to live in a bigger neighborhood, and things like that. I think if we change our mindset in that direction and look at another person as, how can I contribute to this person's life and grow together, we're going to be in leaps and bounds a different place as a Cameroonian.
Wow.
Case in point, everywhere I've worked in corporate America, when I used to work in corporate America, any Cameroonian that's there were either super highly educated or were making key decisions. The problem is that when it translates to our daily lives, it doesn't necessarily come with the same professionalism or the same savoir-faire that we would apply in the corporate setting, right? With our people, there's already that bias that we're looking at ourselves from a negative light. So a shift of mindset would definitely help. Another thing is, because people have had some negative experiences, they let that seep in and carry over, and they already have a bias of not working. I've heard this from many of my, huge high-level Cameroonian clients, in terms of, before I met you, I know one Cameroonian CPA just because of the experience that I had. But I can tell you, I've had a good experience with you. Not to say that I don't have flaws or anything like that, but what I've noticed dealing with our people is that we usually have a first bias or a first a filter through which we deal with all of our people, that if we lose that and think about it from a growth perspective, it's going to be different. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we should not relate. Cameroonians have the tendency of, and I'm included, right? We have the tendency of relating with ourselves differently from how we relate with others. For example, if Cameroonian go for some white CPA who do the taxes, they say, okay, your services will be $500. They go pay, no argument. When they come for me, when I say na 500, bro, no feel reduce some 300. You understand now? So at the end of the day, so because I be a brother, you instead think say you want cut my money. You know what? Instead think say you want give me more so that me I grow. You see, so and it goes back to the first point where we talk about in terms of looking at each other. And part of this, whether we like them or not, stems from back home. Back home, if you look, and we'll get more than 200 and something tribes. When you deal with person, wait to be the first thing where you think about, wait to be a tribe. You need to even worry about whether I be competent for do whatever you do.
Yesterday.
You need to worry about whether I be competent for do whatever you want hire you for. Your first instinct, I say, wait to be a tribe. So would you carry that filter now with your mind a powerful tool.
Very true.
Especially we would one day for Cameroon be adults for the then when they come for you know, if you just reset your system, so you understand. So you need to be intentional about that. I think so now one of the things in that way, if we actually do so, we'll go far. Because individually, right? Individually, if you look, all, if not most Cameroonians in the US were extremely successful individually.
Yeah.
Now, when you put us together as a community, that success doesn't match. So the sum of the units doesn't equate to a bigger success, right? Because of the reasons that I've explained.
Yeah.
Now, if we flip a switch and you look at the Asian community or the Jewish community, for example, you will see that they may not be as strong or as successful individually, but as a collective or as a unit, man, their success is unfathomable. So for us, we put emphasis on the unit, but a unit really doesn't do anything, because if I take one hand, so I know if you tie anything, I know if you tie any bundle with them, right? If a second one come for the, now they realize, say, you know, you don't ever get you see 10 fingers, then so you feel say all them one be useless until you get problem with your thumb. Nowadays you realize say you know,
it don't be useful.
Exactly. So I think that community habit, they will get community spirit. Don't get me wrong. For example, veteran, when they get together, play ball, eat, person die, or can contribute, all of that. But that community spirit in that same light, they translate to a successful professional thing, or for the various reasons that I've highlighted, right? So that's what I'll say, that if we are intentional, think about that, think about ourselves, and try to change, I mean, we will be beyond control.
Man, I like what you talk about. What the hand, wash the hand. The same way they say, when you get broom or stick, just one stick is easily be breakable.
Yep.
But then if you put them together, it becomes something else. Boss Ivan, any other thing they will be expect to ask you about iWing? Whenever I ask you who you want through and in.
I just want to encourage our community. You know, if you're a caterer, if you are a DJ, MC, event planner, please contact me and showcase your business on the platform, because we are losing money. If somebody in Oklahoma go to iWing Marketplace to search for a caterer in Oklahoma or an MC in Oklahoma, if they don't see you, you're losing money. I am losing money.
Very true.
You know, recently people are reaching out. I think one person in Minnesota, two other people in Tampa, Florida. They needed a caterer. They went on iWing Marketplace and could not find anybody around Florida area, because those guys are bachelors. You know, they need large amount of food that they can eat for 1 week. So they contacted some of the caterers in Maryland. Unfortunately, this portion was really big, you know, and shipping and everything would have been expensive. So just imagine if there's, I know there are caterers in Florida, you know, just imagine if there were one or two there, they would have had that business. Not only that business, those guys would have recommended their services to many other people. So one thing people usually are afraid, or one thing they worry about, is that they don't want to spend money. But iWing Marketplace, like I said, is very affordable, and you can meet me and we talk. We can always find a way to make things work, you know. And then another thing too that I like to mention is that I keep telling people that there are more difficult days that are coming, but people don't understand. A lot of money has been invested into building systems that will replace jobs. You know, as a result of that, there will still be jobs, but most of that jobs are going to be tilted towards people that can, you know, manipulate those AI or those machines and stuff like that. You know, and usually if you go to hotels now or you go to restaurants, you see kiosks that people will just come and punch in and then place their order.
Whatever they want.
You know, and then you see only two people like
just supervising.
You're right. Back in the days when you go to Burger King or McDonald's, you see like 10 people line up, you know. So I'm really encouraging everyone, you know, in the US, you know, learn something and try to bring it to iWing, or anybody that you think can help you with directions on how to grow it. It will help you even in the years that you're thinking of retirement. Because when you become like 45, 50, you will not have that
That strength.
or that enthusiastic power to work with different companies. You want to do something for yourself. So when you're still young, it's time to start learning the ropes, And then one other thing that I've noticed with the IT field already, there are so many people applying for jobs for like 1 year, 2 years, and they're not getting jobs. And they've studied all these beautiful courses like cyber security, Scrum, and all of that. I would like to encourage them that don't focus on only applying for jobs. Look at something that you can do that will help you to generate money. And if you have some skills, we can help you turn that into a business so that you can make some money on the side while applying for jobs. Like I used to apply for UN jobs, and I know so many people that apply for UN jobs, right? Sometimes it takes about 5 years to get a UN job. So just imagine if you're sitting and then you're not doing any other thing, you're not learning. And when you're not learning, you're
limited.
You're dying slowly. So I'm just trying to encourage everyone to think of something that they want to do. Reach out to me. Let's talk about it and see how we can work on it.
Was I want to do something, I'll throw maybe a word or a sentence, you develop in less than, just give you an idea of what you think about what you want to talk in less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Bookkeeping. What is bookkeeping? Why is it important?
Bookkeeping is a process of organizing your business numbers. How much money you made, how much money you spent in a given period. And then it is important because it tells the bank or an investor or the government how much money you made, how much money you have. It also tells anybody that you're serious about your business. Show me somebody who has a profit and loss and a balance sheet every month, and I'll show you a business person.
Wow. Let me see. The problem is you feel like entrepreneurs who are community, they really face them.
Yes. No records. Like the problem that way a lot of community, a lot of entrepreneurs who community face them. No records. And then a lot of them, maybe they don't go listen for some place, they open an LLC. What do you have to show for it? Just registration documents. I've never done anything with it. Those that have done something don't have any records. How do you have the records? Well, that you get a business bank account. I would just spend them from my personal account. That's a no-no. When you start business and when you be intentional about the business, you cannot commingle funds. You're supposed to open a separate bank account for your business. It doesn't cost anything. Once you don't register the business, take those documents to the bank, open a separate bank account for the business. Even if now $100 where you put on for day, or even now $100 where the business they make, it go into its own account. You are not mixing the two. That's one. Two, when you have that separate business bank account, if you use those bank accounts and craft and build a profit and loss and a balance sheet for you, and then start up for do those services for you monthly. I mentioned earlier that we have over 2,000 businesses that we work with, clients in general, including businesses that we work with, some on a monthly basis that we generate their profit and loss and balance sheet. When they go to a bank to get a loan or to get something, they ask them profit and loss balance sheet. They just reach out to us. We just email it to them and then good to go. If you don't have that, you go to the bank, they ask you that, you start calling me. I beg you, do me profit and loss and balance sheet. Okay, what's are the numbers then? What's I'll get the information? Well, I don't really know, but I need them for close on this loan and things like that, right? So that's the downside of not having your records. And that's the number one thing that we face in our community. The reason why not, because a lot of them, they think, say, oh, you go expensive with the do monthly. Just do it yourself. Start with an Excel sheet, right? Start with an Excel sheet. Now, just for record, today I don't spend $100 for buy typing sheet. Today I don't spend $100 for buy pen. Today, iWing Marketplace don't pay me $100 through Zelle because I don't do some consulting for you. You're recording it. Now, eventually, it would be good to get a professional to do it because you take the headache off from you, right? I get businesses the way I don't start with them. They pay me maybe $200 a month, and then we don't grow together. So right now they pay me about $10,000 a month for their bookkeeping every month. I kid you not. So that's why I mentioned earlier, start small but think big. So the problem with people them not just say, people take things for granted, then they don't get the records them, and then that's a problem.
Capital, which you know about capital, especially the area things what people need to know.
100%. So, capital be important for any business as you grow. I first start, I get a lot of clients then where they start their business just by themselves. Just recently, we met a lady. Matter of fact, in the workshop that we organized yesterday in Houston, we met a lady. She's a tutor, right? She's a professor in college, but she's a nurse. She has a PhD, and she's a nurse, and she has as her business tutoring nursing students, prepare pre nursing student, teaching them, preparing them to pass the NCLEX exams, and those that have a master's in nursing, preparing them and doing all of that stuff. She didn't need capital to start that. The capital was already in her mind. But now we're working with her, through this newfound partnership to develop her and monetize it for her. Ivan is going to build a website for her, right? We're going to link her with professionals that are going to get on there, right? And because now it will be on a bigger scale, she's going to need capital. Part of the things that I will do is to link her up with banks and credit unions that can give her small loans like $5,000, $10,000. They call them no document loans. So all you need to do is be a registered business. They will not ask you for a profit and loss balance sheet or anything. So think about it. You just go apply. So just with your social security number, even because they'll run a personal credit, but they figure you up to 5,000 or 10,000. Some credit unions even have up to $20,000. No loan, no document loans where they give you for scale your business. Think about what that can do for your business, right? But that information is not readily available to people. That's what we are here to do, to give you access to the capital. Once you get it now, we help you manage it through management of expenses as well. And then you feel eventually, if you take a line of credit, they will increase them as you go, as you pay them back. You see a typical graduated system of credit. That's how you can get capital. Now, for some other people, like now we'll get some other client and where they get more refined ideas where they pitch investors to the public, right? Think about how Facebook be starting out that it says shares on, on Robinhood and all those other platforms. We'll get some other businesses that we will structure them that way, looking at long-term, bringing in capital for higher capital intensive businesses. You see, so there's just a lot out there. There's a plethora of things that we can do for businesses once we start working with them to structure it such that pretty much you get a headache-free management of your business. We would manage a business. You do what you do best, which is the business that you started. And for all of this, nobody really saw expensive money because we work with you according to your budget. And as you grow, guess what? We see the numbers because we're your accountants, right? As we grow together. And it reminds me of what somebody used to say in this country. The people that are important in this country, you don't play with your doctor, right? You don't play with your banker. You don't play with your CPA, right? Because all those are important aspects of your life when it comes to,
that if easily you had attack.
Yes, and then your lawyer, so add your lawyer for so you don't play with those people.
He didn't let you talk, and then remember your lawyer say, "Hey, man, add the man."
Yeah, add the man before I want to call in and answer. I go.
I read something online. Today. So person say, "He beg, he find so like we don't lost all case them because I guess some case we need for loss before they will pay you."
That's funny.
I was like, how everybody think? But taxes, why is it important?
Yes, well, taxes are important because, as you know, in the US, there are two things that are certain: taxes and death. That's one thing for sure if you live in the US. And one thing about taxes, if you can Google taxes, any Google search engine for that matter, Albert Einstein, who is easily the smartest man who lived, said that he doesn't understand taxes. That should tell you something about what a beast it is. But it is important in the US because if you're intentional about creating wealth in the US, then you definitely, you don't need to understand taxes, but you need to have somebody who understands taxes as your advisor. So it may not necessarily be me, but make sure that whoever you hire is savvy in what you want to do. It's the same because us CPAs or enrolled agents or whatever, some people have their specialties, right? It's the same as you have a medical doctor, and then there's one who is general health, general medicine, and then you have a heart surgeon, right? and you have somebody who specializes in feet, you have
Mhm.
somebody who specializes in, the lungs, the heart, or whatever. So if you are in need of a specific uh, 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 service from a doctor, you can't go and see a generalist when you have a problem
Yeah.
with your kidney,
Yeah.
right? Which is the same thing. I mean, not everybody is savvy in real estate, for example, because real estate is a beast in the US. There are many strategies also, but you need to be savvy with it. So if you're in need of that, look for somebody who is an expert of that. Somebody may be a CPA and is not an expert in that, right? And somebody can also be a generalist. There's nothing wrong with that, but they may not serve your specific needs. So it's not necessary that you understand taxes, but you should be able to hire somebody who understands taxes and understand that you've got to pay them. There's no point being cheap when you're hiring somebody. There's no turn off compared to that. A few years ago, plenty put them for the USB to say, "Oh, Donald Trump paid only $700 in taxes." It's because he has sophisticated tax strategists,
Yeah.
right? And he just used the tax rules. There's nothing there that he created. There's none of those rules that he made up, as a matter of fact. So important, because it's important for you, in order not to spend money through those taxes, you've got to work with somebody to help you save that money through taxes, and then you can invest it and grow your wealth. And one of the things that we do is help you with that, because we're not only limited to tax preparation. You need to talk with we now one time in a year where, okay, give us your numbers to prepare your taxes. No, of course, this is not for everybody. But once you start making at least $120,000 and above, you need to meet with your CPA or tax advisor at least 2 to 3 times a year, not just when you're filing or preparing taxes, because there are all these strategies out there that we've got to do to get you there. Once the year has ended, there's not anything that we can do to change what you owe, right? So that's why it's important.
I like that Trump thing we bring her up. I remember when he make Hillary lost election.
Yeah.
Hillary go ask you for debate, say you need to pay taxes. He say, yeah, I use the system when I create them. America said, nah, we need not the man. Boss, thank you very much for coming. But before we close, tell me again about iWing, how people can actually do to download the app, what are persons the way they want to use them for search for services, or persons the way they want to use them for provide services to our community.
Nice. So iWing app, iWing marketplace platform is a search engine that you can go there to find whatever you need, in our community. So you can search for like fashion designers, makeup artists, caterers, tax accountant, or like CPAs, anything that you need, It's important to be listed on iWing marketplace, because visibility is also a currency. When people come there and then they see you, right? They check your social media, they call you directly, and book your service. One of the beautiful things that I'm doing is empowering our community or the business owners. So what happened is that people contact them directly and make payment to use their services or buy their product directly from them. So if they're making $100,000, that's their money, not even my money. All that money belongs to them. And one other important thing about the platform is that it gives you direct connection with your clients. And if you're a smart entrepreneur, I mean, most people that come and list their business on iWing Marketplace, they're very smart. You understand? They know the power of having email of potential clients. They know the power of having phone numbers of potential clients. Because once you have all those information, you can create even like an Excel sheet and you put all those numbers there. Or you can go to, how do you call it? This any email marketing tool. And then MailChimp. Thank you very much. You can go to like MailChimp, upload those contacts there. You can resell your product to them. Or when you're introducing new product, you just send them multiple emails. Email marketing is very powerful. And that's one of the things we're encouraging so many people to do. And how to collect those emails. You need to be on iWing Marketplace so people can see you and then reach out to you and you can collect your email. So the iWing Marketplace is a very powerful tool. It's not just a business search engine or listing platform. It's a very powerful tool for entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I'm doing now is mentorship. So when you come to you have to apply to get to list your business on Iwin Marketplace, and to use our mentorship program. So reach out to me, you apply, and you get on the platform. And there are lots of things that we can do for you in order to help you turn your idea into a profitable business. Or if you already have your business, we can help you grow the business. And also you can use the platform to look for, if you have a business, right, you can use the platform to collaborate with other people that are in the same line of business with you. Take, for example, if you're a caterer, right, you don't need to cook everything. If you can make the best fufu corn and jama and kati, right, tell other caterers in your area that you're making fufu corn and jama. So when they have a large order, instead of them cooking everything, they can outsource that to you, and you make some money on the side. So if you want to start a business, right, Iwin Marketplace is just the best place for you to start the business, because that's how you start testing your idea. That's how people start contacting you. Of course, not everybody will succeed on Iwin Marketplace. It depends entirely on how good you are, how knowledgeable or the quality of what you're doing, because quality is what people are paying for, not that you are a caterer. Everybody can be a caterer, but what differentiates you? So what usually happens is that when people come and meet you on Iwin Marketplace, they'll look at your pictures. So if you're a small business owner, if you want to grow, if you want to succeed, take quality pictures, take quality videos. I mean, if you're in the food business. And then if you are in other business, right, gone are those days where you can hide behind a computer and then you succeed. Even if you're not the one talking about your business, hire other people to be talking about your business, to be showcasing your product.
You give them so much for nothing. I don't know why. By the way, if you're a business person, I feel like now is the time for you to actually go list your business on Iwin. I'll tell now why. 7 billion people down the road, they'll probably have about 2 million businesses enlisted there. Then that time there will be competition. So just imagine say now you dey Kumba, now only you be the caterer will be listed for the. It means any person will search for business around there, they not get no choice but for choose now you. One good thing about you listing your business for places and like this now, say they do background check and so many other things, so make sure say they so the business you they want put down for the it be legit. So name now one of those businesses where you go there today and then tomorrow you start the cause, oh, that man don't disappear with this and all of that. So like I talk, if I be you, I'll rush with it now and do it I go do, boss. Any topic the way we think so we'll address, and today we'll talk about that one or bring her up.
No, I think we touch auditing, we touch the capital raising, the bookkeeping, the taxation, and that's pretty much it. Last words could just be to say we encourage ourselves to support each other when we get into business. But I haven't mentioned one thing here. We do not support mediocrity. If you sign up with a brother or a sister who is a business person and you're not happy with their service, give them that feedback, give them the opportunity to fix it. If they cannot fix it, go elsewhere. The fact that what they say is more support ourselves no necessarily means that you not be satisfied with the service. I just want to underscore that. Me included. If you call me and say you need a service and you're not happy with my service, give me that opportunity to fix it, right? Then if I no fix okay. If you go with different places, if you not be happy and you want to go, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just want to underscore say anybody the way you go want spending money and then no feel happy, right? So if you spend your money on something, make sure that you're getting the utmost satisfaction. At the same time, if you want to contact me, we would post the information. I would love to help you with your business. I would love to help you structure your business. I would love to help you scale. I love to help you put your books in order. I love to help you strategize on your taxes. The basic thing is that there is no freedom. There is no freedom without owning your time. And owning your time comes with entrepreneurship. When you decide to take that journey, I will be there as a partner for you. iWing Marketplace, Ivan will be there as a partner for you. And one huge testimony that I got through Marketplace, I have a heavy and a solid client base in New Mexico. My very first client on New Mexico found me on iWing Marketplace. And, you know, I think it was 2 or 3 gentlemen that found me, called me. We had an initial conversation and they were happy with whatever. And I've been working with them now for 3-4 years. And they've sent me a cascade and a multitude of businesses that I've worked with. If I were to quantify it, it's huge. So that's the benefit of it. Because in this day and age, you can be the best cook ever or the best chef ever. But if nobody knows that you can do that, they will not know to find you to do that. But somebody who is not as good a chef as you, because they're loud about mediocre work, they will find them and give them that business. So let's remember that, and remember that we are your partners when it comes to business, taxes, and wealth building.
I like what you talk about entrepreneurship. It just rung for my head, say, supposed to be tell me, say, nowadays, most self-employed, they mistake themselves for entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
Until you start talking to people like him, then you start learning that one, and then you sit up, and then you become who you really want to become. I think it was a beautiful segment. Go ahead and don't forget to share the video. Go ahead and don't forget to follow them on all social media platforms. Please do it because that is how we build a community. We build a community by talking to people like them. By we get for gather enough knowledge. If you know use them, you get via picking them. If you know get via picking them, wanna go for family meeting or for village meeting or whatever. People don't know, just talk because they want to talk. You tell and say no, now so they think they work, now so they think they work, now so they think they work. In less than 20 minutes, we're going to have another show. It's going to be just an immigrant on Toridi. That segment where we get together and talk to people. They just share their immigrant story. Just talk to, just man, we need to document a lot. We need to document a lot. Get our community to where we want to see our community. Now, the small tool of get down for today. Yeah, you have something?
Yeah, I'm just want to appreciate what you're doing, man. I just want to give you flowers, man. I just want to give you a flower. Keep up the good work, man. You're really putting out, vital information that is really educating our community, and we really appreciate you. Even though we keep praying for better days, but I'm just happy that we're witnessing the changes, because 6 years back, none of this existed, and we live in a community where we are always shy to share our story. But trust me, most successful entrepreneurs, even Jeff Bezos, even this guy with Tesla, they're online talking about their start, and I was impressed to see Alexander's song, with you live, and he's sharing like everything. Powerful stories,
basic things.
Right, those are very, very important things that would encourage so many people, because there are people now sitting somewhere and they're about to give up. Just hearing those stories, they will wake up, dust their shoes, hit back up. And if you're in Dallas watching us now, we are going to Chef Temi, to do a meet and greet and networking and a little, workshop. Please join us there. Chef Temi, I think the address, I was trying to cram the address, but I already forget that now. The address na 1900 West Arbrook Boulevard, number 116. I think it's restaurant number 116. Please join us, just for a meet and greet, and we share more conversation. Thank you so much, Toride.
There's more to it. I've got time for today.